So this was a consultation for a husband on behalf of husband. His wife approached me for consultation, and the prediction was uh, her husband had this habit of flirting with women whenever he feels low in life. The way how he would heal himself is he just goes and flirts around with women. So that is a big issue. After marriage also, if husband just randomly goes and flirts with women, then that will not be a healthy marriage after all. So what is the combination in this chart which made her husband to act in such a weird manner? Please say this. So whenever the flirting with women thing is seen in the chart, so please say this one. uh, there is this placement of mandi in the sign of Aries and in the sign of Ashwini, and Ashwini is in the 12th house. Whenever mandi or gulika is placed in Ashwini Nakshatra, then the native would act or would do something very much of a weird thing to get himself healed. Why so? Because Ashwini is the nakshatra of healing ourself. Wherever the nakshatra of Ashwini is placed in the chart, from there we find our source of motivation. From there we find our source to get ourselves healed. For example, if Mandi, if not Mandi, but if Jupiter was placed in Ashwini Nakshatra, then it is a very good combination because Jupiter is a karaka for a good thing, all the prosperous thing, all the happy thing, all the pleasurable thing. Brihaspati planet Jupiter is karaka for our happiness, soul happiness. And if Jupiter itself was placed in Ashwini in anybody's chart, then native would do things such as doing puja, visiting to ashrams, visiting to gurus places, and reading scriptures such as Bhagavad Gita and so on, all those positive things to get themselves healed. If Mars was placed in Ashwini, let's say, then Mars is all about physical thing. So whenever the native with Mars with Ashwini gets low or gets in a low mode in their life, then they will do physical activities such as running, jumping, speaking, skipping, playing football games and stuffs like that to get themselves healed. Similarly, if Mercury was placed in the nakshatra of Ashwini, then the native will do something regarding to reading books or something regarding to the any significations of Mercury, because Mercury is, as we know, the karaka for reading books, karaka for communication. Might be that the person will randomly call his friends to get themselves healed. That is the nature of our healing. So in this chart, even though in this chart Mercury is placed in the Ashwini, so it might also be true that her husband will do some or other sort of communication, calling his friends. Mercury is placed in the 12th house, so calling his friends who are outside of the country to get himself healed whenever he feels low. That is one part of it. But the another part of it is whenever the nakshatra of Ashwini is posited by mandi or gulika, then the person will do something very much of a weird thing to get themselves healed. So in this case, mandi, here is the placement of md, mandi in the sign of AR, Aries, in the particularly in the nakshatra Ashwini. So it's sure that the person will do something very much of a weird thing to get himself healed. But flirting with women, how does this predictions is falling in place in this chart? Because Mercury is placed in 12th house also, so doing something very much of a weird thing in regards to the 12th house. And that too, Mercury is posited in the 12th house, naturally in the sign of debilitation, isn't it? Because as we know, Mercury gets exalted in the sign of or in the house of 6, Virgo, and Mercury gets debilitated in the sign of Pisces or in the house of Pisces, that is 12th house. So Mercury is kind of losing its signification. Okay, Mercury is kind of losing its signification. Mercury is not wise, so not so wise Mercury losing its signification. The Mercury does not know what he is doing. Mercury is doing kind of a illogical things in the 12th house. So Mercury is placed in the Ashwini Nakshatra and the 12th house, and the powerhouse of getting ourselves healed. Ashwini is also posited by Mandi, and same Mercury and Mandi both are posited in the 12th house, and moreover Venus is also there. So flirting with women thing, because Venus is karaka, natural karaka for woman. So Venus conjunct with Mercury in the house of 12th house of losing its signification, and Mandi in the nakshatra of Ashwini, so the native would heal himself in a very weird manner. So I simply asked her, this native woman, that it's not that the person, your husband, is willingly or lustfully flirting with women. It's just the energy he is born with, that whenever he feels low in life, just to get out of that low phase zone in his life, he randomly flirts with women. So please do one thing, please take care of your husband whenever he feels low. Please make sure that he is a confident guy. Don't lose him. Go and please talk with him, boost up his confidence, and he will not flirt with other women. So that was the prediction made over this chart. And by the way, to make any relationship healthy, the natural remedy is we should place a photo of Bhagwan Sri Krishna and Radha placed in the bedroom life of husband and wife. Anybody who are living in a marriage life, we must they must place this photo of Bhagwan Sri Radha, Bhagwan Sri Krishna and Radha in any part of the bedroom wall. So that is just a natural random remedy also. Take care. Please take care.